everybody, welcome to my channel. Okay, today we're going to talk about oil hair treatments and oil scalp treatments because oil is super important for your hair and your scalp, but not just any oil. No. This one in particular. This is Rejuveniqe. Let me face it the right way. This is Monat's Rejuveniqe Oil. And the reason that this oil is so special is not only because it has a blend of 13 essential oils and things that are so good for your hair and skin and scalp and all the things, but also because the molecular size of this is so tiny that it can actually penetrate into your hair follicle and into your hair shaft. It doesn't just sit on top. Monat scientists did a breakthrough with this and figured out how to get the molecular size small enough that it's not just gonna sit on top of your hair. So when you put this on your scalp, you're just not turning yourself into a greasy hot dog. No. You are actually getting this oil into the hair follicle to penetrate it and nourish it and clean it out and give it all the goodness that it has inside your hair follicle, but it also will do that in your hair strand. It's not just gonna sit right on top of your hair and just sit there all greasy and wet. It is going to penetrate into the cortex of your hair. And from there, it can nourish and heal and rebuild all the good things in your hair. When I was younger, I remember Alberto VO5 hot oil treatments. Do you remember that? Does anybody else remember that? Maybe it's, I don't know if it's commercials or they just had really good marketing because I still remember it, but I remember the VO5 hot oil treatments and I was always like, wow, my mom should do that. She should probably do those oil treatments because apparently hot oil treatments are the bomb. They are, but you can do it with this, and this is how I do it. There's a few different ways you can do it. So we have two different versions of this. We have the original Rejuveniqe Oil, and there's now Rejuveniqe Light, which is just a slightly lighter, hence the name, version of the oil. So if you wanted to use the oil, if you've got really fine, thin hair, and you want to use this oil, but you're like, man, it's just so heavy, as like a finisher, not necessarily a treatment, because a treatment it's fine, but as a finisher, go with the light. Or the reason I actually have both is because I love the regular Rejuveniqe, the original, the OG Rejuveniqe for my hair and my scalp, but I love the light for my skin. This is amazing as a face oil, as a skin oil, because the skin right here continues all back here, which is kind of a weird way to think about it, but the skin under your hair is the exact same skin as your face. So you need to be taking care of them similarly. You've got to take care of the skin under all this hair like you do the skin on your face, which is why I like Rejuveniqe Light for my face and Rejuveniqe for my hair. So let me show you how to do this. There are a few different ways you can do it. You can take this little dropper, squeeze it down, and when you push down on the top of this, it's gonna fill it up. But that's as full as it goes. Can you see that? Can you see that at all? Let's see if we can get it to focus. Nope. Okay, well, you're just gonna have to pretend. There, you can kind of see it. This dropper, that's as much as it's gonna fill up. And a couple, like I said, there's a few different ways you can do this. When you're doing your scalp, which I recommend doing at least once a month, preferably once a week. And if you're a newbie to Monat, do this every time before you wash. Every time. You can do it overnight, which is my favorite way. I do this at night, I let it sit for 5 minutes, and I go to bed. And it won't get all over my pillow because, like I said, the molecular size is small enough that it penetrates. It doesn't just sit on top. So you're not gonna get your pillow all greasy and gross. Do this before bed, let it sit all night, wash it in the morning before every single wash if you're a Monat newbie. It's amazing. If you've been doing this for a while or if you just need a refresher, once a week is what I think is ideal, but if not, at least do this once a month. You don't have time to do it overnight, you can just do it before a shower. Do what I'm doing right now, but do it 10-15 minutes before you get in the shower, and that's a great way to do it too. So you can take this whole dropper and you can just place it directly on your scalp and squeeze, there you go. I'm pushing down on the top as I just glide this through my hair. Now I can do this on myself because this isn't a bottle I'm sharing with other people, so I'm not worried about spreading the germs, but if you are in like a salon or something, don't apply this directly to someone's scalp, only do this with your personal stuff. But I can get about 3 passes with one full dropper that I just drop directly into my hair. Or the other way you can do it is you can fill this up and you put it on your fingertips. 1, 2, 3. I put 3 drops on the pads of my fingers, right here, the pads, not the tips, the pads. Put 3 drops, rub them around, and then I take my fingertips. Which side did I do? I did that side. And I just push it into my scalp. I like to put the pads right onto my scalp, and I push and do these little circular motions as I go back into my hair. And I just rub that right into my scalp. That's another way you can do it. When you do the dropper, you still want to do that with your the pads of your fingers. Push them onto your scalp, because this is the side that I just did all those droppers full. Put the pads right onto your scalp, push down on your scalp, and do small circles. You don't want to cause damage. You don't want to be roughing up your hair. And if you want, you can just go straight back with it too. Just pushing down. I just like the circular motion because it really rubs all that in there. So you can do either way. You can do the dropper full, you can do a couple drops on your fingers. If you do have a sample, because this oil does come in sample packs, these adorable little samples, how you use the sample packs, there are these tin, the oil is in this tin. Get a needle, poke a little hole in it. Don't rip it open, just poke a little hole, and then you take it and you drip a couple drops onto your fingertips from the little hole into this packet. This packet has enough to like completely saturate your hair with one good oil treatment, but you could probably get 2 out of it, because with all Monat products, a little goes a long way. So I'm gonna take it and I will do the dropper fulls over here just to keep things even. 3 little passes with it there. Rub that in really good. And then I will take it one more time and do on the pads of my fingers. 1, 2, 3. Rub those together and get the back of my hair. You want to get everything. And like I said, it doesn't seem like 3 drops of oil could cover a lot, but with 3 drops of oil, I can do the entire back of my head. And it just depends. If you've got dandruff, this is amazing for dandruff. This actually got rid of my dandruff and dry scalp. I had it right through here really bad when I first started with Monat. And I did an oil treatment before every wash for 3 consecutive weeks, and it was gone, and it has never come back. If you've got a really oily scalp, do not be afraid of oil. An oily scalp loves this oil as well. So it kind of takes care of all of it. Dry scalp, dandruff, oil, you can do all of this with an oil treatment on your scalp. This is a great treatment also for the ends of your hair. So maybe your scalp's fine. Maybe you're like, Mindy, my scalp's doing great. It's healthy, it's balanced, it feels amazing. Awesome. I still would do it on your scalp at least once a month. But if your ends are a little bit hammered, we just got back from the beach. The sun, the salt, the chlorine, that can be a little harsh on it, even though I took really good care of it while I was there. So a great treatment to do is the same thing with the oil. There's 2 different ways to do this one as well. You can take the oil, just drop it into your hands, palm of your hand, rub those together, and then I just do like the praying hands, and I just praying hands it through the ends of those hair, about ears down. And I'm just smoothing this right in. You can also just do grabbies, just getting that in your hair. If you want an extra boost, and this is what I would probably recommend if you're doing it at night. This right here is great to do anytime. If you only have a few minutes before a shower, do it. But if you can do it overnight, do it. But really, like if you need a good kick of moisture, hydration, and just to really get these ends a good drink, take the Restore leave-in. Put a couple pumps, those 3 pumps, into my hand. I'm gonna rub it together. And I'm gonna do this on the ends. The same thing, I'm just kind of doing this grabbing motion. You can do the praying hands, but get that on your ends first. Get that Restore leave-in. And again, this works better if you can let it sit all night, but any of these work with as much time as you can give them. Then I take my Rejuveniqe, 3 drops of that, rub it in my palms, and put that right on top of that leave-in. That oil is just gonna seal in that leave-in and let it really get in there and do its duty. Oh, and that 1-2 punch of those 2, if you've got some dry ends, do this and you will be blown away. I've got it all in. I'm looking greasy, and that's a good thing. That is a great thing. Now I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna comb it all through. I wanna make sure that this is evenly distributed through all my hair, because while it is amazing for your scalp, it's also great just for all of your strands. So you want to make sure everything's covered really good. We gave those ends an extra bit of TLC, but we're going to comb through and make sure that all of our strands get that oil, because oil treatments are amazing. And if you're not doing them, start. And if you don't have this oil and you want to try a sample first, order a sample. You can totally order a sample of this and give it a try for yourself and see. But that is it. Now the only thing that I do, since I'm not going to be going to bed right now, I'm going to twist all this hair up. I'm going to clip it out of my face, and I'm going to let this sit for a good, probably half an hour, because I have time to let it sit for half an hour. If I want to give it some extra TLC, I will take my microfiber towel, I'll pop it in the microwave or the dryer, whatever you want to do, for a minute to get it nice and warm, and then I will wrap my hair in that microfiber towel, and that warmth hit on it, and that heat will just open those cuticles and let everything get in there faster, and just, oh, so good. Or really what I'll probably do is go sit outside and soak up some vitamin D as well, while I'm letting my hair soak up the goodness of Rejuveniqe oil. So if you have not tried oil scalp treatments or just oil treatments on your hair, get going on them. I promise it's going to make a world of difference, and you will love the results that you get. Like, what was it called? Dang it. Do what I'm doing right now, wait 10-15 minutes. Dang it, should have turned my notifications off. How many times can I say Rejuveniqe? Rejuveniqe? Rejuveniqe. Do what I'm doing right, dang it, come on! Can you? Nope, you can't see this. This, my friends, is hair that is shedding out because I haven't washed my hair for 5 days? It's been 5 days since I washed my hair. And this is totally normal and not a big deal. And one day I'll talk about hair shedding, because it's not scary. It's actually really healthy. No. I'm making myself a good hairball. Look at that hairball. Do you want to see a secret? My mic is taped with a Christmas thank you tag. These are times that I wish someone else was here, because then they could like floating sample across. I hope you can hear me. That's the end.